Hey Aries, I'm Eleanor and welcome to Peaches by Starlight Tarot. This is your weekly pick a card reading where we're going to be drawing cards to talk more about your monthly energy of the Ace of Wands, which is your magic wand, your new car keys towards firing you up, getting you inspired and passionate about something new. And this week's energy of Tantric Journey, which talks about the way spirit interfaces with the physical creation. The fact that there's this idea that the mundane world and the spiritual world are separate things, and it's not true. It's this idea of everything, that nothing exists that is not of spirit, and that everything, every bug, every piece of lint is part of divinity. And so it's a little bit like, it's a little Taoism in a way. They're related. But anyways, so I'm using the Mary L. Tarot and Flower Spirit. You have stack 1, stack 2, stack 3. They're timestamped below, so you can choose one or as many as you like. You can go ahead and skip ahead. These energies came out in your annual and your monthly, and they're linked below if you'd want to watch those. Please subscribe to keep up with my weekly videos as they come out. And let's see, share if you feel like there's anything here that will help someone you know. If it doesn't resonate, I do offer personal readings, and they are much more in-depth, much longer than these kind of short tastes of readings that I do. All right, so let us get started. Aries, stack 1. You have 8 of Wands in reverse, 4 Cups in reverse, and this is Dwarf Iris. It says, I accept my own perfection. Okay. So there's a call here to take a break and to cease and desist any attempts that you have been making to yourself, to heal, to mature, to perfect, to cleanse, anything that implies or indicates a lack of self-acceptance in this very moment. And it's not the desire for more and for health and for all these things aren't all well and good. That's why I do weekly readings, because there is a proper time for everything, and everything has its season and everything. So this week, it is about self-acceptance as things are. Realizing that if you've eaten too much cheese and you feel bloated, if you're breaking out, if you're retaining water, those are divine things. It sounds ridiculous, but that's why we have this Tantric Journey card, is to not have these things as separate from the spiritual whole. And so the thing in particular that they're wanting you to draw your attention to is sensitivity. Is sensitivity something that you feel is a negative character judgment? Is sensitivity something that you feel that you can heal yourself out of? Do you feel like you're too sensitive? And is that something that if you do enough work on yourself and do enough maturing and do enough healing, that you can make that go away? And the call here, this call towards accepting your perfection as it is to realize that that sensitivity is a divine gift. And that sensitivity is why you're good at what you do. That sensitivity is why you care. That sensitivity is why you won't make compromises. That sensitivity is a gift. It is part of your perfection. And so it is not something, if you have been on a journey of trying to heal or overcome or suppress your sensitivity, they're saying to hold up, that's part of your perfection. Okay, so that is your call this week, Aries. Stack 2, 5 of Swords, reverse Queen of Pentacles, and this is, let me think a second. I'm sorry. Evening Primrose. I practice loving myself just 1% more than I've ever done before. So this goddess in this deck, she represents the embodiment of eternity, which is essentially what Tantra is all about. It is about the manifestation of eternity into a physical form. It is the vehicle by which God experiences creation. And so this idea that some religions have, or maybe some people have taught you, that spirituality is somehow transcending or eschewing the physical, overcoming physical limitations or mind over matter type things, is off base and off center from what you're supposed to be focusing on this week, or what they're at, the kind of questions and explorations they're asking you to take. That the body is your tool and your vessel and your vehicle. It is a spiritual tool and is a spiritual vessel and a spiritual vehicle. So things like sex, things like eating, things like anything that is sensation is a spiritual act, because nothing exists, nothing has been created or manifested that isn't divine. And so those things, as silly as it sounds on its face, are part of the divine. And so there is a sense here to where they're wanting you to access that in order to overcome a sense of worthlessness. That calls towards self-care and towards healing, and all those things aren't about making you better. They're about expressing love to yourself. And they're things that you do because you love yourself, not because you don't accept yourself as you are, and you think that if you do make all these changes that then you'll be better, and then you can love yourself, and then you will have earned your own love. And it's the opposite. It is because you love yourself and value yourself and cherish this vehicle, this gift that you've been given, and because you believe you are worthy of all of these things, that is your driving factors. That is your magic wand. That is what activates this, and that's what makes you magic and powerful in healing and transforming and doing all those things, because you know that you deserve it, because you already are perfect. And it's an act of love. It's a gift. You are showering yourself with this healing and all of these things as an act of love toward yourself, not as an act of non-acceptance and for wishing yourself to be different afterwards. Okay, third stack. You have the World in reverse, Judgment in reverse, and what is this? This one. I'm trying to think. All right, I love and accept myself exactly as I am. I'm sorry, I can't remember the name of that flower. All three of these, this is the third one in a row that is about perfection as a concept. And so they're asking you, have you been putting off something you've always wanted to do, something you've always wanted to be, something you've always wanted to try, something that you felt called towards, but have been putting it off and holding yourself out from it until XYZ. When I'm thin enough, when I have so much education, when I'm out of this situation, when everything lines up, then I will move towards that thing. And there's a sense to where you have been withholding happiness from yourself, holding yourself back from this call, refusing to hear it, putting it off. And they're saying your life only happens right now. That future that you're holding it off for, you won't ever get there, because you can't live in the future, you can't live in the past. Everything that ever happens to you in this life happens in a moment that you call now. And so your life is happening now. And so the world needs what you have now. And so there's no waiting till you're perfect, until you're ready. That whatever you are now, whatever you have right now, whatever your level of experience is right now, whatever you look like right now, you're needed as is. Okay, Aries? Go ahead and like if anything here served you, and I'll talk to you in a week. Thank you.